Hello again, this is Jaina, recording a video with my very favorite feathered friend, Luna. Luna is a cockatoo, a parrot. Cockatoos are a subclass of parrots. So not all parrots are cockatoos. There are cockatiels, which are tinier and squeakier, and there are parrots like African gray parrots. They are not cockatoos. And I've actually not really looked into why some are called cockatoos and others aren't. I should. But I believe it's just the nature of how they live, how they interact with the world around them and the birds around them, or the humans around them. Cockatoos in general are very, very moody, very emotional, like human level emotions. In fact, they behave like a human from the age of anywhere from 2 to 6 in terms of maturity, playfulness, of troublemaking. So we first had the idea to get a cockatoo, specifically a cockatoo parrot, about 6 years ago. And for 2 years we juggled with the idea, but we knew they lived very long, so we wanted to make sure we could take care of this parrot. We also knew that the abandonment rate of parrots is very high. People will either neglect them, ignore them, leave them out to die, try to set them free as if a domesticated parrot could survive in the wild, or give them to these rescue shelters. There's way too many parrots out there on the market because they've been abandoned. We did not, my wife Jennifer and I, did not want to abandon a parrot. We wanted a parrot for life because they can live up to 80 years, but maybe reasonably about 40 to 50 years if you take really good care of them, of course. So we wanted a parrot, and we then decided we want a Goffins Cockatoo. So a Goffins, which is what Luna is a cockatoo that is the smallest cockatoo, because they get really big. If you've seen those Instagram videos of, I think it's Harley, the umbrella cockatoo, you see their big head feathers go up. Yeah, that's an umbrella, and that's one of the largest cockatoos. So Luna is the smallest, and we also heard that Goffins cockatoos specifically were extra cuddly, which has definitely been the case, but, and that's a very, very bold, large, all caps, but she is a flippin' handful. I'll tell you a little bit why. We were put on the waiting list because the breeder hasn't had any success with the mother hatching, and at this point, I regret getting Luna from a breeder, because if I had known so much about the abandonment rates, I would have gotten one from a shelter or from someone who could not take care of their parrot. Most of the abandonments are legit, like someone passes away, or someone goes to college and the parents can't take care of their parrot, or it's just life circumstances. And other times it's just people get annoyed of the screaming and the biting, and they, as if they didn't do their research. So we were on the waiting list, and we get a phone call. There's Goffins Cockatoos in, and there are 2 of them. And we go in there, and they're so adorable, and we hold both of them. But the obstacle was we wanted, at all costs, a female cockatoo. That was more my desire, and this was way before any gender exploration. I just felt a kindred connection with females, and I heard some good things about females in being cuddly and also emotional, so we wanted a female. And for the oddest reason, when I saw Luna in that cage with one other, I knew that she's a she. These 2 cockatoos looked identical, but something about how Luna was like interacting with the toys in the cage, trying to like break the lock on the door because she's very smart. She, like, for example, the other parrot cockatoo, Goffins Cockatoo, was like climbing on the cage like over and over and over and over, getting a workout, and Luna was just silently gnawing on the lock. It's like, oh, she's smart. She's devious, and she's a she. Turned out she's a she. The other one turned out to be male. So I like to blame that on my feminine energy or femergy, like rebounding off of her, like reciprocation, like I'm girl, you girl. But I didn't know that stuff about myself at the time, and this video is not about that. We took Luna home, and we proceeded to experience what I call Hell Week. It was actually 2 weeks that we call Hell Weeks, because Luna was cute the moment she got home. She was playing, but as soon as the lights started to dim and go down, she would let out the most blood-curdling cries and would not stop for hours and hours and hours. I have a mental difference or mental condition that causes me to have meltdowns and emotional meltdowns where my system seizes up and I just freak out. I either explode, like yell and hit the ground and cry, or I will implode, freeze up. Everything goes inside, nothing comes out, and I just slowly die and rot away. I was having a mixture of both, and I would have panic attacks and meltdowns over and over and over. And we were even, to be honest, we were even looking up rescue shelters. Like, we just bought this bird, we spent way too much money on it, and we cannot have it. We were looking into that, but we had patience. We kept patient, we kept enduring her very naughty behavior. Come back here, Luna. You're a part of this video. Okay, so we endured her nasty behavior, and we were just about to start really considering giving her away because of my emotional response to her presence. But then she did something adorable. We came home, we realized we had forgot to lock the cage tight. She broke out. And when we saw the cage open, we immediately flipped out and thought she would like bite into some electrical cord and get electrocuted and die or something like that. We were like freaking out, and then we didn't even look to the top of the cage. She was standing there perching, so cute, and facing the other direction. So we're like, Luna? And she got startled because she was home alone for hours, so she got startled and she freaked out and flap, 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 and she was honking like a monkey. It was the most adorable thing, and she was running towards us. Run, 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 run. And then when she got close to us, she looks up to us and says, I love you. She said her very first words. You'll see her craziness right now as she tries to bite me. She said, I love you. And that was the start to our beautiful story. We realized if we teach her words, she will vocalize her negative energy in speaking rather than screaming. And that's been largely the case, but she still does love screaming. So I'm going to switch the topic now. If you are looking to get a parrot, please do your research. They are hard. They're hard to take care of. They are hard not to spoil. Luna is a little spoiled bitch, and she will never be different other than that because we trained her the wrong way. We kind of reinforced her negative behaviors. We can retrain her, but that takes a lot of time and dedication, and we haven't gotten around to it. So right now, Luna is not really well behaved, and unfortunately, she has some sort of infection that causes her to be agitated at her feathers because her skin is agitated, and she takes it out on her feathers. So she has several little bald spots. And that's another thing. It is very difficult to diagnose and treat an illness in a parrot because of their sensitive systems. There's also the restrictions such as you can't have non-stick cooking ware because the Teflon or the non-stick property, the PTOE, PTFE, something like that, that will kill them. Incense and fragrance, that will irritate their respiratory system. They need constant stimulation, and you'll be buying or making toys constantly because they get bored easily. They're so smart. They can solve puzzles, they can figure things out. They know how to crack their own jokes. which is kind of cute. Like they have their own sense of humor, but they are a hassle to deal with. They also need lots of out of cage time to get a good workout and, stretch their wings, run around back and forth, bite your ankles. They're very noisy. Goffins they're noisy, but like relatively quiet compared to the larger cockatoos. And everyone in the house will hear your parrot. Sometimes the neighbors might hear your parrot. If you get looking to get a cockatoo, they're more emotionally bonded. And if you are in a house of 2 or more, they might connect with one person and ignore the other people because they imprint on humans, which is kind of cool because when your parrot imprints on you and, like, for example, will waddle up next to you, she just bit me, put their little head in your lap and like cuddle you, that is the cutest thing ever. But at the same time, if you do too much of that, they might think they are like preparing to mate with you, and they might even do some of the mating signs, which is like head jerking. It's like, ugh, like it looks like they're spasming. Yeah, that's mating. And if your parrot does that, cease all interaction with the parrot until it stops. Because if they think they're mating, then their system will go into egg-laying mode. And sometimes, if they're young, or if they're weak, or if they have any unknown complication, it might kill them. So you want to really make sure you do not form too strong of an emotional bond with your parrot, or make him or her think you're mating. But she's adorable. Like, Luna is really cool. I love her. She always brings a smile on my face. One moment I will hate her, like, don't exist anymore. And the next moment I will just be like, oh, you're my little parrot. So, alright, ow. I wish Luna was behaving a bit more so I could hold her and show, but this is I'm actually prefer her acting like this to show you what she's like 90% of the time. Okay, Luna. Are you gonna say bye? Say bye? Look! It's you! Oh my goodness. You also have to have really sharp reflexes. Okay, well that's it. I hope you enjoyed this silly video. Luna will be on more episodes, so please subscribe. And if you get a parrot, just expect to have thousands of dollars worth of electronics destroyed if your parrot gets out of the cage, even for 30 seconds. Oh my gosh. By the way, monoprice.com is a great resource for really cheap iPhone cables. Monoprice. Because she's destroyed probably 50 iPhone cables. She finds them, she knows where they are, and she gets her beak on it, and it's gone. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. This is Jaina, Jaslyn, saying aloha, au revoir, sayonara, peekaboo. Bye.